Hey guys, just a quick note. In the upcoming video, I'm talking about the how some of these Schrades could be rare yet very affordable. And I said you can find Schrade knives for $1,000. What I was really trying to say is case knives. So you're not going to find any Schrade knife that's worth $1,000. And I just wanted to add that before the video, so when you see it, I just misspoke. So thanks again. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Privet, bonjour, and hola, guten tag, and ciao to my foreign friends. So today we're going to be talking about Schrade knives, as you can see right there. And what I'm going to be talking about is why you should be collecting Schrade knives. And I know that's going to be a tough sell, but if you just keep watching the video, you might change your mind. So Schrade, I don't think has a very big following, and I think they're largely viewed as cheap knives. And those are the views I held before I started collecting Schrades. And a friend of mine kept pressing me to check out Schrade, and that's why I told him, hey, they're cheap knives, I don't like them. And basically that was because I don't really like the Uncle Henry and old timer lines. But I discovered, there's different kind of Schrade knives, and we'll be talking about that. So this knife right here, I think you look at that, it's a big equal end knife. It's a two-bladed jackknife, and it's just fantastic. And this knife is a Schrade Cutlery Company. So this is the original company, founded in 1904. They sold out in 1946 to Albert Bear, and shortly after joined the Imperial Schrade Group. I think really the association with Imperial Schrade is why guys don't collect these knives. These older knives, 1904 to 1946, are absolutely fantastic knives. I got a couple of them here. Here's a little two equal end jackknife, a senator pattern, two blades, and it's just a fantastic knife. Fantastic knife. So these knives can go head to head with any case knife of that era between 1900 and 1945, and they will hold their own against any Cattaraugus knife. I mean, they're just really well made knives and worth collecting. And this knife here is produced by Taylor Brands. I imagine it was made in China, but this is genuine stag on this knife. It's engraved. It's got a really nice etching right there. Gold colored bear, black background, mirror polish. It's a bulldog blade, and I bought this for $20. So if you want to change the name on this to case, and I'd pay probably $400 or $500 or better for this knife. If it was a Cattaraugus, it'd be over $250, probably up to $1,000 for this knife. And any other name you want to put Camillus on it, or Queen Steel, you're talking $100 for this knife. But I bought it for $20 because they're just not popular, but the quality of this knife is equal to any Queen Steel knife made past the 2000s, any Camillus knife, and it's fairly comparable to a case knife, although the big case hunter folders are definitely heftier than this is. They're just more sturdy than this knife. So I mean, that's the kind of availability you have when you collect Schrades. And so why you should collect these knives is they're very collectible. So they have a good numbering system. That's one of the keys to collecting a group of knives from a brand name, is that they have a good numbering system. There's a lot of information out there on these. It's not hard to find information about them, and that's another key for a knife to be collectible. They need to be well built, and these knives are well built. So the best ones are pre-war ones, but that's true with any knife you look at. If you go past 1947, between 1947 and 1973, that was the Schrade Walden marking. This is a Schrade Walden knife here, and it's just fantastic. So these knives were produced in bone prior to 1960, just as other companies were. But these Schrade Walden knives compare very favorably with case. And most of my comparisons, the only reason I choose the case is it's a little heftier knife. So it's a little more sturdy than these, but they're completely well-built knives in every sense of the word. And but for some reason, people just don't collect them. As a result, they fall into a category that I call sleeper knives. So to me, a sleeper knife is a really good knife, but it's undervalued because the marketplace hasn't recognized that it's undervalued. So this is an Wick knife, Edward Wick, and he made a fantastic knife. Now these aren't very collectible because very few of these knives actually have a model number on them. So it's very hard to collect them without a model number. You never know if you're getting to the same knife or not. But this is a very well-made knife. And they're fantastic knives to collect. And because they're not highly collectible, they're a sleeper brand. So you can pick these up for $40, where you'd be paying $100 or better if they had a case name on it. So if you're just looking for a good knife, this is a Jim Parker knife, a genuine stag here, and fantastic knife. This is a 4-blade Congress knife, well built, and I picked it up for around $40. So that's what a sleeper knife is. And these Schrades are gaining in popularity, and the prices are starting to go up on them. But you could still buy them for a really reasonable price. You can find really ones that are in really good shape. They still aren't that popular, even though prices are going up. Most people don't watch my Schrade videos. Very few look at the videos, and that reflects in the marketplace also. But they're a sleeper knife. These are well-made knives. I just did a video featuring this knife in a Boker, and the Boker Soligen knife whittler was not as built as well as this knife, and that's just the fact. And so I don't know why people don't like these guys and don't buy them. But remember, I told you that when I first started collecting, I didn't like Schrade knives either. I thought they were junk. And until it was this knife right here that changed my mind. So once I looked at this knife and saw the quality of the make of this knife, then I was like, okay, maybe I should revisit this. And when I did, I found out, they're pretty good knives. After 73, I think the quality went down again on Schrade. So they put a tank stamp on it, just Schrade Plus. Those knives past 73, I don't think they're the same quality as pre-73 Schrades. But in comparison with other knives, they're pretty good knives. After they went bankrupt, Taylor Brand buys a company and produces knives like these. Now, these are made out of China, but this is a really cool knife here. Look at that. And this is genuine black mother of pearl right there. Maybe you could see a little bit of fire coming through there. And see that? And it's simulated stone, but it's a nice knife. It was well built, and I struggle a lot to say, why isn't this a premium knife? you know, because it has all the features of a premium knife. It's just well built, and it's pretty cool. This is another Taylor brand right here, and this is genuine mother of pearl, beautiful mother of pearl, very nicely done knife. You know, very good quality on this knife. Yes, it was made in China, but you know, just a really nice knife. You don't see this kind of stuff coming out in the mid, you know, 2010 time frame. You know, so a lot of reasons to collect these knives. They're basically just sleeper knives, but they also did a lot of different things with their knives, especially from 70 up, and you can find all kinds of, you know, collectible type of knives like this that came out that are pretty cool, a little different. This is the only bulldog knife I have. I love that bulldog blade geometry, but you know, I just don't want to put out $200-300 for a regular single blade folding hunter. You know, that has a bulldog blade on it. That's really its only claim to fame. And so I don't know. I think you guys should really take a look at that. Think about it. Maybe pick you up one of these nicer Schrade Waldens, evaluate them, and see what you think. Because they're a whole lot less expensive to collect. And I have 149 different manufacturers in my collection. So I'm not really a Schrade fanboy. I do collect these because, like I said, they're easy to collect. And the other thing about these Schrade knives is this knife was only made for a year. This is, I think it's an 821, 820, can't remember, 821. And this knife was only made in 1953, 1954. So this is a really rare knife. And I picked this knife up for little or nothing. And if you pay thousands of dollars to find a Schrade model that was only made for 1 year. So I think down the road, these knives may be appreciated more. And that's the kind of opportunity you have with these knives, is to pick up some really scarce and rare knives. These knives here, well, I don't have that pattern. They have a lobster pattern knife that was only made for 5 years, and that's going to make them really scarce in the future. And just a lot of opportunities for a collector when you look at these Schrades. And man, I tell you, I don't know how you could say this is not a nice knife. I mean, really, really well-made knife in every sense of the word. You know, the geometries, the transitions, very, very nice knives. And you're just missing an opportunity if you're ignoring these knives, I think. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was informative for you. If you'd like to see more content like this, go ahead and subscribe. I'd love to have you on the channel. And I really appreciate all the folks that are watching the channel now. So thanks again.